Today, we're talking to Lloyd at the Pride Barbershop. We want to hear his testimony, and man, he's been such a blessing to the community. Tune in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, today I have the pleasure of being with Lloyd.
Yes, sir.
What's cracking, brother? How are
What's
you?
going on, man?
Man, I
Finally, huh?
yeah. True story. We did a podcast. We interviewed Art and Memo from Madhouse,
Yes.
which I know you
100% art. Yeah, my
You
dude.
know them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
and we were just talking about how things happen for a purpose. I go to a park in Whittier, and I went to go see my friend's niece, Brandon's niece, which is Audrey. And as I'm pulling up with that same camera, right? And then I see Bravo, which
Bravo, my
know
guy.
Bravo, your boy.
Shout out, Bravo.
shout out to Bravo. And he's like, hey, man, I just saw that local legends, yada, yada, yada. He's like, you got to talk to my boy Lloyd.
Right.
All right, well, who's Lloyd? And how are you doing, right? And
By the way,
By the way, how are you doing, right? And you know Bravo, right? He's very...
Bro, he when he starts talking,
he's high.
he's
He's
ready.
high. He'll be a good wingman.
He would.
Shout out to you, Bravo. He's the one that actually put this together.
He made it happen, bro. He made it happen.
He said nothing but great things about you, and
That's awesome.
And I said, look, I don't know. Maybe I've never heard of him, but tell me more about him. He starts telling me. I'm like, wait. It goes back to this commercial.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of story behind that commercial, and I don't want to take away because I want to ask, how did that commercial come about?
Right.
But where are you from, and where's your family from?
Man, so born and raised in Los Angeles, California, Pico Union District. You know,
I know. West Side for me.
Yeah. So if you want to get neat and greedy, it's right across the street from MacArthur Park. You know what I'm saying?
So you're talking about El Piojito.
Bro, I used to go to Piojito. You know what
too.
I mean? Yeah. What?
Oh shoot,
Yeah,
really?
bro. I tried telling people or describe that story to people, and it's you had to be there, right?
Yeah.
How do you even describe that story? It was just unique, unlike anything I've ever seen.
It was
Maybe
like
Fallas Paredes,
maybe, yeah.
but a smaller, more intimate version.
It actually how it was, not like the swap meets.
Yeah. So
El Piojito, that's right.
El Piojito, yeah. So down the street, bro. Down the street from that, you know. So and my mother's from Mexico, you know, Guadalajara, and my dad's from El Salvador. From
Okay,
San
that's
Miguel.
what's
So Salvi Mix, you know,
All
what I
right.
mean, repping for my Salvi Mix people, you know what I mean.
So you know Guadalajara.
I do know. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I have a joke at the office. I said, look, if I say any Mexican jokes, don't get offended.
All right.
I'm born in Guadalajara.
Oh, you.
So every time I have all these spicer jokes, I'm
Right.
like, come on, guys, don't get sensitive on me. I crossed the border.
Right. It takes one to know one.
I know what it is to cross the border, and that's a whole different story.
That's awesome.
So, okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're from West Side. I call that West Side. I grew up on Main and Adams.
Oh, okay. A
any-
little south.
Anything for us passing Broadway, where I grew up, we would call that West Side. Like
okay.
you're West Side. That's
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into the
The demographics,
The
or the
demographics of
geographics of all that, but
of all
yeah.
the other stuff that happens.
It's a lot going on.
So okay, so you're from Pico on that end.
Yeah, I guess you would consider it Pico. I just say MacArthur Park, bro, just because you know it's
It's a
the
landmark.
place. It's a landmark. It's what I identify with, and you know, even though it's not in the best conditions, but it definitely played a pivotal role
Yeah.
in you know in who I became. You know what I'm saying? And very grateful for that. You know what I mean? So. You know, I still drive down that street every once in a while. And I'm just like, man. Like,
I just drove down there last week.
I'm in shock sometimes, bro. Like how to survive this?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes you back a little bit. You're like, I was a kid, bro, newborn.
What
you know?
what school did you go to then?
So I got fortunate enough to. So my last name is Vernus. So I was supposed to go to Virgil or Berendo.
Okay.
So like if your last name was like halfway through the alphabet and after, they would bus you out to another school. So they would bus me out to Emerson Middle School in Santa Monica.
Okay.
And then from there, it transitioned to University High School, right after that. So I was getting bussed out from 6th grade to the 12th, bro. For 6 years, I was taking a bus from MacArthur Park down to Santa Monica, bro.
Way in the West Side.
Yeah, bro.
But that's a blessing.
Oh, it was a blessing in disguise, bro.
Yeah.
The exposure, you know what I'm saying? Like you talk about, you know,
A different mindset.
understanding that, you know, you don't have to be a product of your environment.
Yeah.
There's more to the world than the neighborhood you live in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was exposed to the Mid-Wilshire area, to Beverly Hills, to Santa Monica, and I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing it gets better as we go towards the, you know, towards the shore, and it gets worse as we go back to
So whenever you're running the marathon, you start at Dodger Stadium, flip through East LA, you pass the mariachis, you go through downtown, and then you go through not the best part of downtown. You go through Disney, and then you literally run through West Side,
Okay.
and then you get to see the culture, right? Like
Yeah.
I always call it Mexicolandia.
Okay, yeah,
Then
yeah.
you got West Side, because
Yeah.
West Side's mixed.
Yeah.
But you also got Asians in the West Side.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the Koreatown.
Yeah,
you got
you got K-Town. You got K-Town.
K-Town's down the street.
And then
100%.
you as you continue running, you hear the rock bands. So you go from mariachi to the rock
You got it
bands to the DJ,
all.
and then you pass to Rodeo Drive.
Rodeo
which is
Drive.
Good
Hey,
job,
yeah.
runners. So you know what I'm talking. You grew up with that in, right? Like, yeah, it gets
100%,
nice,
bro.
and then
in a
you come
nutshell.
back. Yeah,
In a nutshell. Yeah.
Wow.
But that's the beauty of LA, bro.
of course.
That's the
Of
beauty of
course.
LA.
It's a
you know?
mixing pot.
It's a melting pot that I feel like we can definitely we're set up to be open-minded people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you see so much diversity and just families alone.
Yeah.
You know.
So you grew up Guadalajara, El Salvador.
So I grew up with mom, my grandma more.
Okay.
Like my dad was, you know, shout out, you know what I'm saying? But I you know, we have a relationship now, but
I was going to say, so you had both type of music.
Nah, I was strictly, my mom was very open-minded, bro. She never, you know, dug it in there. She was just like, we're Mexican, your mom is Mexican, your dad's Salvadorian, but you be you.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You be you. She was never like, wave the Mexican flag, and, you know, she was just like, you know who you are, but be yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I never really grew up with like a paisa mentality, not to knock it, you know, I love it now, I embrace it, but it just wasn't something that I grew up like around, you know what I'm saying, like heavy, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, MacArthur Park, even though there's some Mexicans around there, is predominantly Central American, you know what I'm saying? So you know, I feel like my style's kind of in a sense diverse because of that. You know, I'm so open-minded to like, just like a chameleon. You just adapt to the environment. You know what I mean?
So you grew up West Side. How does the story start evolving? Where did you get the idea like, hey, I'm gonna get my own barbershop, or where did that happen?
Well,
What inspired it?
so I'll track back a little bit. After high school, you know, there's a local gang, you know, in the 80s, 90s, it's Maya Salvatrucha, you know what I'm saying? And they were like, it was by default, if you're living in the hood, you got to be a part of the hood. And I knew I couldn't escape that, you know what I'm saying? So my ticket out was go to the Marines. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the Marines. I graduated Wednesday. The following Monday morning, I was already in boot camp, bro. I was out like a light, you know what I mean? And I never looked back. So I served, you know, 8 years in the Marine Corps. Did 2 tours. And once I got out, after 8 years.
What year was this?
04 to 2012.
Okay.
And so when I got out, I had one of my best friends. Shout out to Louis Kiwi, and I was like, hey man, like I don't want to move back to MacArthur Park. Where are you living at? I want to move somewhere else. He's like, I'm living in Downey. And I'm just like, Downey, bro, where's Downey, bro? Like, I never heard of Downey growing up. He's like, catch the 5 South, exit Lakewood, hang a right, and you're in Downey, bro. And I'm like, no shit. I'm like, okay.
That's not far.
It's not far. So fast forward, ended up here in Downey. After I got out of the Marine Corps, I went back to school, had a nighttime job, and I was going to school for business. And then I started cutting hair in the Marine Corps. So, you know, when I got out, I was still cutting some of my buddies at the house. And everyone was like, bro, you're going to school for business, you know what I'm saying? Like, you cut hair, why don't you open up a barbershop? And I was just like, was like, you know what? You're
The
right.
seed got planted.
Boom. And next thing you know, bro, I literally I literally quit the job that I had. I stopped going to school for that time. I went to barber college full time, and knocked it all out because barber college is 1,500 hours.
So all this happened, and
A year after I got out of the Marine Corps.
after they told you this, how long did it take you to say, you know what, I'm taking the leap of faith. I'm going all in.
Bro, I got out of the Marine Corps in 2012.
All right.
The Pride Barbershop, it's been here since 2014.
2 years.
2 years, bro. So in 2 years, all that was happening. You know what I'm saying?
Like you took action on
I
that.
had to, bro. Had to. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, and fortunately, it's just the way it is. I didn't really have a plan A, B, or C. You know what I mean? So I think when your back is against the wall, you're more in tune to make better, wiser decisions and calculated decisions. And I knew failure was not an option. So you buckle down. And like you said, you take that leap of faith, and that's why I actually have it tatted, 8317 by faith.
Oh, damn.
So it's a shop address, and it says by faith. Because that's in a nutshell, that's what it was, bro. It was a leap of faith. You said it before I even showed you the tattoo.
I didn't, yeah.
And you said, when did you take the leap of faith? It's crazy. That's what it was. It was like, I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? And God put me in the situation where you want me to put, you want to put me in. I'm just an empty vessel.
Ready to be filled with.
I'm ready. I'm ready. All I would always ask for would be not the answers, not the guidance, just the discernment.
I heard this once. That always stuck to me. The power of being submissive.
It's strength in that, bro.
And then I said,
It's strength in that.
And I said, but yeah, people think submissive is a negative.
Right.
However, when you're submissive to the word, that means you trust them. And
I almost got goosebumps
and then
saying
all
that,
you
bro.
have to do is, you have to take action, and you just walk in with faith. But that means you're submissive, saying he's gonna,
he's gonna show
he's gonna
up.
he's gonna actually provide.
100%, bro.
So as you're saying this, it reminds me of when I heard that, and I always thought being submissive was a negative.
Yeah.
And they said, no, you're being submissive to a higher calling, and when you understand your purpose, then the doors are gonna open.
100%, bro.
And I'm not saying I'm not also saying you're not gonna have like the struggle.
Oh, no,
the
100%.
character's always being built with that.
100%. And there's and with time, I think the struggle or the hard times, it may seem kind of like it might be like reverse psychology, but the reality is, bro, when you're in tune with God and you have a relationship with Him, I've came to understand that those hard times, those rough times, I get excited, bro. Because I'm like, I wonder how this is gonna turn out.
You want to know already.
I want to know that.
You already want to get to the last
I already
chapter.
know.
Yeah.
I already know it's gonna be taken care of.
There you go.
It's taken care of, bro. It's already written.
It's interesting we're talking about this because you asked me right away. What was it, like not even 10 minutes ago? You asked me, is there a reason why you have a cross?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, it's a way to identify. I'm a believer.
Yeah.
And
Which I admire too, bro, because it's a bold statement that I had to ask. It's inspiring for me. You know what I mean?
lot in today's era, it's like
It's not with everything going on.
yeah,
it's
and
not
it's
common.
like, and it's I heard this once from a great individual. He said, don't be afraid to wave the flag, and that's your flag. That's his flag. And I said, okay, I understand that.
Oh, I like that.
And I said, true. So in order for me, and I'm not ashamed of it,
Yeah.
I said, well, somewhere down the line, someone's going to ask me. And then when they do, it gives me an opportunity to share his word instead
like
of me
that.
just. But that's really the story behind
Yeah.
the cross. And we could talk about that. But it's interesting. I had not seen your tattoo.
Yeah. Energy, bro. Energy.
And I didn't even know that we're talking about, we're in a podcast, we're talking about faith. But hey, man, that's what's up.
Bro,
I think we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about it,
and I think
bro.
I think there should be more light talked about that.
And that's why, I'm really glad that we're doing this. And I think well, I know for a fact that we see eye to eye on this, man, and this is so inspirational for me, all in all, bro, to be able to do something like this with you that has the same mindset on the spiritual level, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the explanation that I have for things, bro, people just look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm just like, why did this happen, God? Why did this happen, God? Who let God? I'm like, what do you want me to do?
It's him. It's him.
I'm just an empty vessel, bro. So.
I had a conversation with someone, and there was a realtor that asked me a question. I said, man, if I was to tell you about 3 years ago where I was at and how I was nervous to take that leap of faith, I mean, I know what it means.
Yeah.
And I'm like, had I not, just take a leap of faith and say, you know what, I'm trusting you. But you got to also trust in what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I wouldn't be talking to you. I would not be talking to you today.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about his word.
Yeah.
You never know how, and I always say God works in mysterious ways for us, but I know he has a better plan than we do. And
100%.
here we are talking about his word.
Yeah. It's going to become like another, but it's cool, man. I have, we don't have shame in that, bro. And I feel
Not
like,
at all.
I love the fact that, we're tapping into that because, once again, sometimes we are in a place where, it could get rather political and,
But I think we have a platform, and why not talk about it?
100%. And that's why I'm glad you're doing this, and I'm glad to be a part of it, bro. So
that's what's up, man. By the way, true story, I had not seen your tattoo until you're actually showing me. I'm like, what are you gonna show me?
when you said leap of faith earlier, I'm like, I'm gonna bring that story.
Let me
up
throw him a little curveball right now.
Yeah. I saw your face, so you were like,
I was like, whoa.
I feel like you're gonna get teary-eyed, bro. I feel like you're gonna get teary-eyed right there.
So you move in.
Yeah.
How did you start it? I mean,
So-
you have
so-
a great shop, by the way. If
Yeah,
you,
man.
you think, I don't know if the cameras could actually capture this, but you got a pool table. I know some of the
Yeah.
guys are actually getting a fade back there doing the beard.
Shout out to David, Nate. Man, Nate has a story.
Who's Nate?
Nate is the youngster at the far end.
Nate.
Big Nate.
There it is, Nate.
That's Nate. That's David. Martinez. We got look, all these guys have a great story. You know what I mean? There hasn't, and we're going on 10 years this year. In 10 years, we have never had a barber that hasn't walked in here wanting an opportunity to work here. I've never gone to another shop and say, hey, bro, you should come and work for me. Never, bro. Every single person, this is on record, anyone that's worked at the Pride has worked here because they've wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And I take great pride in that. You know what I mean?
That's a blessing.
And it creates a different energy. Rather than when you get barbers from other shops, and not throwing shade at anybody, everyone does things different.
Of course.
But it reflects on the energy that's being transmitted throughout the shop, and that's important because people feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
What time do you open the shop?
9 to 7. 7 days a week. We go hard, bro. We go hard. We have a good team. Knocking wheels. As you can see right now, one of the guys is cleaning the windows.
Yeah, you can't see that.
Can't see it, but clean the windows, bro. Thursdays we have cleanup day. We work as a team. Everyone's assigned a certain area to clean the shop, and although you can pay, let's just say, a cleaning lady to do it, I think there's a foundation in taking care of our house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You take more pride in your workspace.
Of course.
You know
Treat it like home.
So 100%. So
it's your temple.
it feels exactly. So but yeah. So
I've driven by here so many times. I don't know how many times I've tried to rant through here.
Firestone Boulevard,
yeah,
baby.
if you're ever out here in Downey, you drive by Firestone. If in the running community, you'll know what I'm talking about. You tend to run through these streets.
Yeah.
I never realized that 10 or some years later, here I am interviewing.
Yeah,
you. I
yeah.
never realized that. You start cutting hair. And I'm curious because I watched this commercial. How did that come about? And I'm I'll be honest, because when Bravo told me, like, okay, tell me about, you gotta talk to my boy Lloyd. He's a local barber. He's like the local legend. I'm like, I'm listening. I'm like, all right, I'm game, but who is Lloyd? Or talk to me, man. And I trust Bravo, right? And I'm like, all right. But then he starts telling me, like, wait, I watched this commercial. Where is he at then? He's like, no, he's a local guy in Downey. I'm like, Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
How come I haven't met him?
You
So
got that like that.
how did that happen?
So it was actually a client of ours, the parent that worked for Univision,
Okay.
and she worked with the writers. So during that time, they were coming up with a campaign for the F-150
Yeah.
because they came up with the new model. So they had about 3 different stories that they really liked, but they were trying to get a story, one that was real, and 2 that was in a major city. So they had a candidate from Florida, from Chicago, a city in Texas, and I think I was the one from LA. So what they did though was they were seeing what they were doing for the community. So they were watching me for about 2 to 3 months prior to finally reaching out to see if like I was real,
Yeah.
see my content, and so you never know who's watching. So I always watch what you post. Lesson learned. And
So they were really tracking you.
oh, they were tracking, and she never mentioned anything. The parent of the client, used to cut up her kid here, and then fast forward, they gave me a call, and I thought it was a prank, bro. They're like, hey, we're calling from Univision, and we're trying to see if you're open to an opportunity in a collaboration with Ford. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. I'm nonchalant about it. I'm like, okay, really, So
You probably
they were,
thought.
can we do a post?
Or you're like, it's Keystone Ford down the street.
Right.
Nothing
You
against it.
can't, yeah, no, 100%. So I'm like, all right, man, like, let's figure this out. They're like, can we, set up a conference call? And, I'm like, oh, shoot, this might be
So
something.
you still, at this moment,
I'm still, yeah, 100%.
Iffy.
100%. And look, to fast forward, they were like, hey, we were looking for a candidate to do this launch for the F-150. And they, we thought you would be the perfect candidate. And then I was just like, what? I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, yeah. I'm like, so, can we start getting into the logistics of that? And I'm like, this is getting serious, So, this whole crew from Univision is from Miami. So the whole crew from Miami that was filming this whole commercial was from Miami. They weren't from LA, over here by the 405. No, they were from Miami. So it was a big project, Nonetheless, bro.
so wait, I have to ask this question.
Yeah.
They tell you they're flying out.
Yeah.
How did you feel? What's your mind at this moment when people? I gotta ask this question because if
Yeah.
I know it's me, if someone's flying out to see me all the way from Miami, I don't know if I'll start running. I don't know if I'll start telling.
Right.
I don't know if I'll start telling
I never
everybody.
thought about that.
You know what I mean? Like, where was your mind at? Like,
I think
was it something that you just said? You just excited? Were you thankful? How did you feel?
funny enough, I've never been asked this question. A whole range of emotions are running through, 100%.
From like,
From excitement
you
to
wanna
nervousness
cry
to, why me?
wow.
Yeah, why me? Like, that was a big one that I even get shaky saying it. Like, why me? It could be. I mean, we have so many talented barbers, in the community. We have so many amazing veterans in our community. We have so many amazing Latinos in our community. Why me? You know what I'm saying? So I think that was like the biggest, like,
That's the biggest question.
That was the
probably-
biggest question.
At that moment, did you say? I mean, I know it's why me because we're human flesh, but I know your purpose.
100%. 100%. And I said, with that being said, we have to fly high and stay grounded.
Say that again, man.
We got to fly high, stay grounded, 100%, bro. Because, nothing is ever, certain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you just stay the course, and
So by the time they're flying out,
oh man.
I don't
And
know
their
about-
film crew's
hey,
crazy, bro.
hey,
Like,
man, I don't know if I'll be able
It
to
was-
sleep the night
no.
before, bro.
it's funny, bro, because it was almost too much, bro. It was, I wasn't really. It was a culture shock. I've never been, when we were having lunch, like during the breaks,
Yeah.
they were like, no, nobody eat. The stars go first. And bro, they would put me in the front, and I was like, listen, if I can leave all you guys with something, let it be this. In the Marine Corps, the lowest rank eats first, and the general, the highest rank eats last. So I was like, if we're gonna do something my way, let's do it this way. So the people that set up, you guys eat first, and then I'll eat last. And I was just eating one of the last ones. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I know it differently at my office. They serve lunch for our meetings, right? And there's these two and if they watch it, they'll know who they are. Everyone's eating, and they always ask me, you know, I'm one of the management.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll save your plate. I said, no. I said, let all the agents eat first.
100%.
And then they were like, oh, I said, don't worry. And so there was one time, I think it was In-N-Out, man. I love In-N-Out.
Okay.
I go back, things gone.
It can happen too. It can happen
And
too.
then they were like, well, we told you. And I said, don't worry, man.
Yeah.
I could go
I'll
get
go
my
get- I
own.
can
But
get my own,
I'm always saying, maybe because my upbringing too. It's
Yeah.
like, you know.
Right.
You know,
Our parents, right? They have
I was
us-
about to say that.
they
I
have
never.
most.
Now
Me,
I
you eat
know.
first, yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I know what my mom struggled to
Yeah.
to just put food over the table. And
100%.
you know, we thought, oh, my mom's, you know, she's not hungry.
Right.
But now as you get older, you hear the stories. It's like, oh.
It all.
And so for me now, it's like, nah, pay it forward.
Yeah, pay it forward. Yeah.
Even though that In-N-Out did look good.
What was it? What do you normally get? That's the biggest question. Hold on.
I have a whole video on that. Sergio, what do I get on my In-N-Out? Yeah.
No pickles, no lettuce.
No tomato, no spread,
That's tough.
Chopped peppers,
chopped peppers.
onions, and
It's 4x4.
Oh, you go ham. Okay.
Yeah.
I just got into the 3x3, bro.
We're gonna have to go out and get some In-N-Out, bro. We'll do it my way.
I just got into the 3x3.
And
And one guy said that 4x4.
no,
is a
you
whole
gotta go
nother level.
4x4.
Yeah.
And I get that when I'm literally like when I know I'm gonna do a good run, like the following day I'm going on a good 2-digit run. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah,
carb
I'll
up.
go, I'm up. I need it. I don't mind.
No, 100%.
The crew starts filming. How do you feel when cameras are rolling and you're the star? Did you ever get starstruck? Like, damn, is this
Nah, bro.
like?
You know what's funny? A lot of people would ask that, and honestly, not really, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, not in a very humble way. I've been through far worse scenarios than a camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this
So-
was like,
I'm playing myself. You
All
know what I
day,
mean?
all
Like
you day.
all day. Like
All
you
day,
just let me know when you're ready.
so I watched the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember the commercials going to barber, and then they say L.A. I think they mentioned L.A.
Yeah.
I'm glued. Obviously, I was raised in L.A., born in Guadalajara, but
Yeah.
obviously, even my Instagram says Jesus runs L.A.
Yeah.
And like, okay, all right. And then I think there's a footage where you're driving.
The bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm glued. Like,
Yeah.
that's
home.
what's up. Like, damn. And then, boom! And at the end, it's like it's a local guy.
Yeah.
This was what? Was it 2-3 years ago?
This was during the World Cup, so it was
So it's
2 years. 2 years. 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago. And
2 years in November. Yeah.
I'm watching it, and I'm like, damn, that's cool. Like, from the outside looking in, that's like one of us
Doing it.
doing it, right? I'm a LA dude.
100%,
So
yeah.
now I'm trying to buy more LA hats. So every
Yeah.
podcast, I'm wearing a different LA hat.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I didn't know you. And I just like,
Yeah.
damn, that's cool.
That's cool.
That's a guy from LA. Like,
Yeah.
damn, that's what's up. That was it.
Right.
Right? That was it. Didn't think anything of it. Getting back to Bravo tells me, and I'm
Right.
like, bro, I remember that
That's
commercial so
crazy.
vividly because I'm a LA guy. Anybody that's from LA,
You
like,
literally connected with that
I'm like,
commercial
I connect with
years
this guy. I
before.
got to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
And then commercial, I'm assuming commercial's done.
Yeah.
They must have told you it's going to drop this day. I'm assuming they must have told you this.
So.
Or do you have an idea when it's going to drop?
So they say it was for the World Cup, right? So, cool story about that is that same day was the first game of the World Cup, and rest in peace. It's also the 5K for my brother in arms, Ricky Galvez, Downey PD officer that passed
Wait,
away. Remember?
I heard
Remember?
about
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. So me and him, we deployed together to Iraq. That's my guy.
My friend Frankie Escobedo, that was one of his best friends.
What's
And
his Frank? What?
Frankie Escobedo, gym guy.
Escobedo.
Shout out to Frankie. He's into fitness.
He's a Marine, or?
No, he was
Okay.
just a good friend. They
Okay,
grew up
and
playing
he's friends
somehow
with Ricky.
soccer. Yeah, they were friends.
Okay.
And damn, this is crazy. He ran the half marathon in New Year's, and I don't know if Frank, if you watch this, you could correct me if I'm wrong. And I was running, say, hey, my boy, I want to run something for my boy.
Oh,
And,
for
tha-
Ricky.
and he ran it for him, and we happened to run that same day. I think it was a New Year's marathon in LA. And he's like, hey, man, you're going to make me run, but I'm doing it for a purpose now. I'm doing it
Yeah.
for my friend and Downey. Obviously, I know what happened. And I said, well, I'll help you with the train.
Yeah.
So I helped him train in memory of now I
Ricky
know.
Galvez. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like, I'm getting chills because
Yeah.
somehow it's all,
Connected.
Connected.
Yeah. I have him right here more, man. Ricky Galvez.
wow.
That was my guy, man. So Downey PD does a 5K for
5K,
him
yeah.
in memorial for him here in Downey Promenade, and so that morning, show up, 07, at the kickoff, and I'm not running with my phone, so I have my phone away, and then finish the 5K, and then check my phone, and my phone's blown up, bro, blown up. Like,
Damn,
I'm like,
man.
bro, like, what the heck happened here,
It's a
bro?
good day.
Like,
What's going
yeah,
on?
it was a good day. Yeah.
I won the lotto.
Or the shop is burning down, bro.
Oh,
What
yeah,
is
one
it?
of them. Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, this is it. So I opened it up, and it's just, overwhelmed with positive messages, bro. And like, they're like, bro, like, your commercial was the commercial right before the kickoff game to the first World Cup game.
That's true.
And for the rest of the World Cup, every game, that was the commercial that would pop up right before kickoff.
Jeez.
So, it's to the point, bro, where, like, we would watch it here at the shop, and then everyone would know the line, bro. We would all know the
They
line,
all know the line now, right?
We would all know the line, and they'd be like, "Oh, here we go again, bro. Here we go." There you go. So it was a good time, man. It was a good time. So
I'm assuming they even roasted you at some point.
I mean,
Do they still know the line?
I don't know if they do. I mean,
I will be glad to ask one of them. Let me see if we get
David
one.
might know.
Does
Hey,
it-
David, do you know the line to the commercial? The World Cup one? What was it like? I'm trying to think of it now. Hold on. Cuando abrí mi barbería, le puse the Pride. Something like that. But remember we were all saying it at the same time for a while? Yeah.
You guys were like, get over it.
It was cool. Later on, we would stop and watch it. Now I'm like, damn, bro, like, no one even turns around and watches the TV anymore. Like,
They're
it
like,
was
nah,
funny.
we see you every day,
we
bro.
see you every day, bro. We have to deal with you every day.
So that's what happens when you're working with good vibes, man. You're at this high, and then they'll just roast you. Like, all right, get off your high horse.
It's funny. To piggyback on that, one of the coolest moments, and I just share this, shout out to my mom, battling with cancer for 5 years. And she lives in Texas now. But one of the most, the coolest feeling that I had during this commercial was that I was able to have my mom behind the directors on set.
While you're filming.
Yes, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, you got to come out here. I got this opportunity. I want you to fly out. So I flew her out here, her and my grandma. And so I had my mom, my grandma, and my son, and they were watching me from the director's chair.
Yeah.
And I think that was when it just felt like, dang, like mama, we made it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a very proud moment that I think funny, the name of this podcast is Local Legends.
Local Legends.
And definition, not verbatim, but of legends is, what you've done as a legacy in the past. You know what I'm saying?
For your family.
For your family, for your name, for what have you. And I feel like at that moment is when I was like, they can always take this memory with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My son, my grandma, as a first immigrant from Mexico. Hopefully this fulfilled her heart. My mom making her proud, and then my son, you know, making him proud. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, man, like this is, it felt really good. That's the only time I feel like I had butterflies in my stomach. You know what I mean?
Damn.
It was like, okay, this is cool.
Imagine you go from, is it 2 generations, right? Your grandma,
Yeah, 2 generations.
sacrifice,
Yeah,
your mom,
yeah,
sacrifice,
yeah.
and then you have your sacrifice.
Right.
You know, you have to leave to the Marines to get out of a
Right.
certain,
Yes.
certain
Environment.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with the neighborhood.
No,
you know,
no, no.
nothing
I mean,
wrong. I
it's
always
just-
talk about it. Somebody was a new agent that said, they asked me, where we raised that? I'm like, out there by Main and Adams. They're like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, I don't know if it was cool for you, man, but for me, yeah, it was cool. I mean, to
Right.
me, it was Bel Air back in the day.
Yeah, yeah,
now
yeah,
I look back at it like,
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't Bel Air by far.
Yeah.
But you're out 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
not with your family. You come back, leap of faith, start building the shop. Was there any struggles while you're building the shop?
Struggles every day. You know what I mean? Struggles every day, bro. You know, it comes with the territory. You know, that's we understand entrepreneurship is a lifestyle. It's not a 9 to 5. It's to wake up and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like it's clockwork. You know what I mean? So, you know, when you embrace it, it's you wake up every morning thinking like, okay, cool. I just got to be mentally prepared to take out what fires.
How do you get mentally prepared?
So, you know, I think to be realistic, I feel like every phase, you go through different phases in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like there's phases where I'm like, you got to go work out. There's times where, you know, you wake up in the morning and then you meditate for a few minutes. There's times when you wake up and you do the cold showers, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Right now, it's actually waking up and walking my dogs for like 30 minutes. Just walk. But prepare yourself, already envision the day. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like my dogs are like my kids, my energy, you know what I'm saying? And the connection I have with them, and they're, you know, and I just feel like relaxed, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, okay, cool. Now I take my time. Now I take my cold shower. You know what I'm saying? Now I go work out if I have to, you know what I mean? So, but right now it's a walk. I think it's so important.
That's
just to take,
that's your escape right
That's
now.
my escape right now. Wake up, 30-minute walk with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that right now is what gets me going. The walk. Sometimes you got to slow it down, because sometimes you have to slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? It's just different phases. Sometimes it's like get up and go work out and start lifting. Sometimes it's wake up and go on a 7-mile run. Right now it's like, and I think
You're
because of it,
you're in that phase of your life right now. Like, let me just chill.
let me just chill, bro.
Yeah.
Listen to some chill music or no music and just look around the neighborhood, look at the trees, look at the sky, look at my dogs.
You enjoy it.
I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying everything.
100%.
I was listening to Jim Rohn the other day, and I shared this with one of the new agents, you know, young kid. And I asked him, if you take Jim Rohn says it best, if you take a little kid or a young one to go see the sunset, will they really admire it? For maybe a minute or two.
Yeah, yeah.
Then they're going to say, let's go. As you get older, you enjoy what's nature, the sunset. You enjoy the sun. You enjoy the views. You enjoy Mother Nature, what you call it, right? And as you get older, you define the little things that you didn't see as when you're younger. And as you get older, you're right.
Different
Because
phases.
it's different phases.
Different
It's
phases,
a different
bro.
phase. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you're in that stage where you let me reflect.
Yeah,
What do I have to do for the day?
yeah,
And where am I going with it?
100%.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, man?
5 years.
Well, I gotta ask. I mean,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
gotta- I'm
I got
looking
so much.
around
I
like,
got so much stuff
dude.
I got to worry about for the rest of the year.
You're like, damn it, Azus.
well, you know, this year I've been really focused on our 5-year on our 10-year mark.
Oh, so are you gonna do something?
So we're actually gonna shout out to, you know, I haven't put it out there yet, but I might as well do it for the first
All right,
time.
all right.
But we're gonna do a 10-year anniversary event celebration.
Here?
We're gonna actually do it on the parking lot right here on the side.
Okay.
We're gonna shut it down, and it's gonna be an event, bro. It's gonna be an event. I'll let you guys know. It's just a big thank you to the whole community. You know what I'm saying?
When is this?
It's gonna be October 12th at 3 p.m. right here in the site parking lot.
So I'm assuming
mark
October
your
12th
calendars.
we're coming with the
Yeah,
crew.
right. Yeah. We gotta do it.
Hopefully we're invited.
You guys are definitely invited. But I think that's. I just want to be able to. I'm putting a lot of effort into this event.
what's up,
you know
man.
what I mean? And just give a big thank you to the community, bro. You know,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? So, you know those are there's a lot of barbers that are like I cut celebrity barbers and what have you, and for me and something that I try to share with the guys is that our celebrities are the people that walk in through these doors.
Mm-hmm.
They're the people that pay our bills.
Mm-hmm.
They're the people that put our kids through college, buys our homes, and so we owe it to them. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a big thank you to them. We're gonna have free food, stuff for the kids, giveaways, the whole nine, bro. A little car show. It's gonna be cool.
All right.
So
So October 12th.
October 12th, 3 p.m.
That's
Saturday. Second Saturday of the month.
Can someone check? I think the Long Beach Marathon is the following day.
Oh.
So I know you're telling me about running, and I'm like, wait.
I could knock out in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but
It's
the
not till
marathon's
3
on a
p.m.
Sunday.
Oh, it's on a Sunday.
It's
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
Sunday.
Yeah.
October 5th, 6th.
Oh, okay. The
All
weekend
right.
before. Perfect.
So you walk around with your medal.
Okay. Yeah.
You have a
Good,
medal
yeah.
hanging out. So which one's your station? I gotta ask.
Mine is the last one over there by the low where the guys are hanging out.
That's your station.
That's my station. Yeah.
Okay.
So I like to be back there, bro. It gives
That's-
me the eagle view,
Yeah.
of everything going on, and I kind of like seeing things from afar. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I like to lead from
Do
the rear.
Do you have a certain vibe when you're cutting hair? Like, I gotta listen to this type of music. Are you one of those barbers? Yeah, or it's just whatever's on?
You know what? It's funny you're saying that because for music, I always tell the guys, read the floor when it comes to playing music. Read the floor. It can't be all the same music. It's kind of like a drink. Well, what drink do you like? Well, every drink has its mood, right? Sometimes you wanna.
You ever catch me? Only thing you ever catch me drinking is a Moscow Mule, man.
Really?
I'm a
Yeah?
vodka guy.
Yeah.
So that's my go-to. Now, if you got me drinking,
No matter what.
you got me drinking tequila. Yeah, I have the biggest headache the next morning, bro. Tequila, even though I'm from Guadalajara. Yeah, man, it's like
okay,
yeah,
that's
behind me,
different.
Satan.
That's different.
Behind me,
Okay.
Satan. But
You're unique.
But
You're different.
vodka,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll wake up the next morning, I'll still go run.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, you're right.
But music's just a mood. Sometimes you have kids, you got to tone it down.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes you have a more
So
mature.
I gotta ask you, what vibe am I in?
You would be
He's gonna
you
come
would
with
be
some straight bison music right now. And you know what? He's probably right.
some straight Pepe, right? Some Pepe Aguilar or
I
something.
love Pepe.
Yeah, Pepe's a
I love Pepe,
You
but
know?
my go-to is always Chalino.
Chalino?
I grew
okay,
I
okay.
grew up with Chalino.
Yeah.
So.
I used to like Las de la Sierra more.
As
That was
de la
just my
Sierra,
guy. That was
that's-
just my
no,
guy.
As de la Sierra was after him.
That was
Yeah, I
just my
can tell
guy.
you about corridos with As de la Sierra.
another- yeah.
El Helicóptero Negro is a famous
Helicóptero.
CDS first corrido I heard with
Yeah.
him. But yeah, if you got me on music, I mean, I love music, man. I could jam to Bienvenido Granda, which
Yeah.
is, I think he's a Cuban singer.
Okay.
Boleros. And,
Boleros or Charlie Sa.
Charlie Sa. I still
Sa.
remember, if I remember one time I even heard his father sing, I think it was Don Francisco and Sábado de Gigante, and I'm like, dude, they sound alike.
Oh, I
He
didn't even
sounds
know.
just
I
like
didn't
his
even know he had
father.
that. Okay.
Charlie Sa, I don't know what happened. He had a fabulous voice.
One hit
One-hit wonder.
wonder,
too,
bro.
and he was
Yeah.
gone. But everybody wanted to rock them glasses like
Yeah,
Charlie Sa
yeah,
out
with the
there.
little suit, with
Yeah.
the little suit, yeah.
Tupac, Big.
I mean, 100%.
all of those. So yeah, I walked in. I remember you guys had some. You even had some corridos when I walked in.
We
I'm
have
like,
it all,
oh.
bro. We have honestly, our team is so diverse, bro. We have one dude from Colombia, one dude from Cuba, Mexico, Kalani, he's Samoan.
So I could
I mean, you
imagine
know what I mean?
how a food fest will be out here.
Bro, everyone turns into each other. You know what I mean? Like one day we're all Cuban, one day we're all Colombian, one day we're all Mexican. So
Damn, that's what's up. All right.
It's today we just had a meeting and I was just telling them like, hey, like, we have a really cool group. You know what I mean? Like we've always had cool groups, but we have a cool group right now where there's no egos. You know what I mean? Energy's on point.
And that's
everyone-
that's
it's-
key.
It's key, bro.
It's key because that's it says one bad seed. One bad seed could ruin a lot of
Quick
stuff.
and quick.
Yeah.
And quick.
I gotta ask this question. So, is there ever a topic in the barbershop, sports?
You know what, bro? Like
Or is- or you guys stay
we
away
got
from
our
that?
we have our own sports center up in here, bro.
Oh,
Oh, bro.
I don't want to say that.
You better tune in.
Oh, all right. So you better have your you better have your stats right.
You better come correct.
So who's is there
it's
all
Fri-
Laker
Fri-
fan,
Fri-
all
Fri-
Dodger fans? What do you have right here?
Not a little bit of everything. We've got a little bit of everything. Yeah, 100%. Between clients too, bro. There's clients that come in
Oh
here
yeah.
just to talk sports. Just to talk sports, bro. Not even to like get a haircut. Like, what's up? I was in town. Let me get some coffee. What's good? Hey, did you hear what happened yesterday? This trade went down. Bro, it's we won't play music for like the first 3 hours. Just talking. Sports.
Damn.
Sports, bro. Sports.
So who's a big Laker fan here?
Your boy, bro, right here. What you mean?
Oh,
what you mean?
let's not.
Purple and gold, baby.
I want to make sure I ask who's your favorite Laker?
All time?
Yeah.
There's only one, baby.
Who's
Mama
that?
mentality. Kobe
All right.
Bryant.
All right.
I mean, that was you know, growing up. That was our Jordan. We watched him, you know.
For me, growing up was Magic.
Okay.
But then Kobe. I remember Kobe. I still remember his first game. If you're whoever, that's how big of a Kobe fan I became. It was. He played in Hawaii, and they didn't play him. He came off the bench, and I stayed up late at night because I think it was like 11 o'clock our time, and it was like, I don't know, their time, it was different.
Okay.
Somehow there was a time difference, Channel 9.
Okay.
And I'm like, damn, this guy looks just like MJ. And
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a big
Yeah,
MJ
yeah.
fan.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm MJ first, Kobe second, but they're neck on neck. Like
100%.
And I'm a big Kobe fan.
Yeah, yeah, big
Huge
Kobe
Kobe
fan.
fan. Like I think I've watched all his podcasts.
100%, bro. It just
So for Kobe,
Kobe's my guy, bro. Just you know, from head to toe. You know what I'm saying? Like just even off the court, more than anything off the court.
storytelling. He was
You know,
I don't know where he would have been at. I mean, this guy was a writer. He had to look as an actor. I mean,
bro, it just every day, every time you talk about it, bro. You know, anyone that really is a fan is just you talk about Kobe, and it's just like, man, like
Yeah.
it hits home.
Yeah.
Automatically, you have a hole in your stomach.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was able to go to his last game.
Oh,
So,
did you?
Yeah.
Dang.
So I'll tell you the story on.
Man. Let me hear that.
I'll tell you the story. I went to when he announced his retirement. So I got the letter. And that day, we're driving in downtown. True story, my fiance and I, and we're driving, and I happened to look towards the Staples Center. And I'm like, hey, let's go watch the Lakers tonight. She said, she wasn't a big Laker fan back then. I said, I feel like Kobe's. I think their team they must have been 10 and something. They didn't win anything.
Yeah,
last
they
year.
had losing.
They had a
record,
losing record. And I'm like, check. I'm not lying. I go on StubHub. I check floor seats behind the court for $45.
You're lying.
And
bro.
I said, let's just get them. Let's go. She's like, I don't know. We go to Cuatro Vientos. If you know where Cuatro Vientos is, that's in Islos.
Okay.
We're eating seafood. And I'm on social media. And then, boom, on Facebook, he announces his retirement. I go back to StubHub like, wait. And my tickets were going through with the slow internet.
At least 25.
Boom, I get the tickets. I'm like, I'm out.
100%.
We're leaving. And she's like, where are we going? I'm like, we got 2 tickets. I go back on StubHub an hour later. They were going for around $800 a piece.
That's still not
Because
bad.
the tickets are going up. I'm
That's
like,
still not
she's
bad.
like, well, why don't you sell them? I said, no, he announced his retirement. And they give us an envelope. I'm like, what's inside the envelope? And I didn't open it until I got home. It was a letter. That's the famous Kobe letter. So I got one. And the last day when obviously when I didn't want to watch Sports Center. I turned off the TV. I'm at work, and we were trying to get the tickets. Up in the nosebleeds, they were going for two Gs.
Yeah.
Against the wall.
Yeah.
And the guy that we're talking to is from the East Coast. He says, don't pull the trigger until 3 o'clock. Why 3 o'clock? He said, because there's people that own tickets in the suites, and they're from the East Coast. They got to drop them. They don't sell them because they want to go home. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I ended up getting for like a G something in a suite with my chair and a TV, and I was able to watch Kobe. It was so crowded to get to downtown. I'm not going to lie. We had to walk at least maybe half a mile or so through the middle of the street because it was just bumper to bumper
Yeah,
to get
100%.
to Staples Center. And then I was able to go to his jersey retirement. And so
Mamba out. Mamba
Yeah.
out,
Oh,
the
man. I got
Mamba
chills.
out.
I got-
Yeah,
oh,
you're like,
man.
brother, you were at 2 huge games.
3.
3 games.
3.
Yeah.
And
That's dope.
but yeah, man, it's if you go through my YouTube, it's like
Yeah.
probably the number thing I always look up, Kobe.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a story off camera when it comes to how much of a
Okay.
Kobe fan I am as
Okay.
well. Dude, I think we got to do this again, bro.
Yeah.
I think we got to get
100%.
some of your guys out here because you told me that there's some stories behind them, and I know
Yeah.
see they're still here working.
Yeah, they're traveling. Yeah.
I'm gonna do some rapid fire real quick with you, so
Okay.
you don't know what's coming. So I already know one. You said your favorite, obviously all-time Laker
Okay.
is Kobe.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite all-time NBA, or is it still Kobe?
It's still Kobe,
It's still
bro.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Favorite movie, man.
Very-
You're like, damn, I got him.
It gotta be Night at the Roxbury, bro. You know
Oh, all right.
It's gotta be Night.
Yeah, man.
And who do you think that was?
Everyone
Emilio
always gives me like some
Estevez.
serious movie. You came out Night at the Roxbury.
Nah, Night at the Roxbury.
All
is a
right, that's what's
classic,
up.
bro. You know what I mean?
All right.
A lot of them,
If you had to choose between McDonald's and In-N-Out,
I know I'm taking a long time for this one.
yeah.
Only because I mean, you grew up eating, McDonald's, bro. So
So I got a joke for you, man. I always say, you wanna go eat at Los Arcos de Oro?
okay, so
Los Arcos de Oro.
okay, so we'll
Where's
go
that?
In-N-Out.
McDonald's.
So we'll go
You want
In-N-Out.
to sound fancy? We're going to Los Arcos de Oro, baby. Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
Coke.
All right, Coke. Oh,
Coke.
all right,
Let me
cool.
get that real sugar.
So, what do you eat first, fries or a hamburger?
It depends.
Oh,
It depends.
all right.
It depends, cause if I'm driving,
Oh,
we gotta start
also-
with the fries. We gotta start
so you're
driving.
getting technical now.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right, right.
So, but if we're sitting down, burger.
Yeah, you're
for
sitting
sure.
burger
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
cool.
We're going with the
Damn,
burger.
if you had to meet somebody, anybody from past or present, who would that be? And it could be your own family members, by the way.
Well, if you can meet,
One person you could talk to them, who would that be?
One
Past or
person.
present?
I know it would sound repetitive, bro, but it would probably be Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, it
All right.
probably be Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
How many jerseys you got him? I have to ask.
I can't say too many. I mean, probably roughly about under 10. Under 10. Under 10. Under 10. Maybe
I'm
like 8 or
surprised
9.
I don't see a.
Well, I mean, at the house is a whole.
Oh.
We got a whole section for all that stuff. You
All
know what
right.
I mean? So, it's.
Well,
for
one
Green
day
Bay-
we'll probably take a
Well,
visit.
who's your
over
football
there.
team?
My football. I grew up a Raider fan,
Okay.
and I'll tell you why.
Okay,
And
okay.
everybody, I've said this in another
Okay,
podcast.
okay.
True story. My father
Okay.
passed away when I was 9 during Christmas, and I think they must have gone around asking.
Okay.
I don't remember me signing anything. January comes along, and I get home from school, and there's a big box. And I always remember my cousin's like, "Hey, you got this box on the mail, big, but like, open up." And the first thing I opened, I see a Raider helmet, and that's
Okay.
how I became a Raider.
Okay.
fan.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I know everything. I cut all the crap from that, but I'm like, hey man, they put a smile on my face when I was 9. So man, anybody put up a smile. If you could put a smile on a kid's face, 9-year-old, after your father died, I'm riding with you.
No,
And I was,
100%.
So yeah, but it's Raiders. I gotta ask, scissors or blade?
I would go blade. I would go
Blade,
blade. Yeah,
all
I
right.
go blade. I go
All
blade.
right,
Keep
that's
it
what's
sharp.
up.
Keep it sharp.
What's been the longest haircut? I guess you've got like, what's been someone you cut their hair like? Damn, you took your time cutting their hair.
I mean, we still get people that come in here and like they're trying to donate their hair, for
that's what's up.
like locks of love or what have you. And but I mean, it's to easily to like their backs. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see it, see it happen. You know what I mean? But
I gotta chop it up. What's all? You got a question for me?
yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot you some rapid fire, bro. I like this one. You know what I mean? Real quick. All
All
right.
right.
Here we go. Shoot, Pepsi or Coke?
Coca-Cola.
Coke? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Coca-Cola.
And I had them ready, bro. If you can have one car, what would it be?
96 Impala,
96 Impala.
Super Sport.
Okay.
Super
okay.
Sport. I've always liked the Impalas.
The Impalas,
That model, by the way.
Okay.
Here today, I think I'll still go out and get one and just have it
Okay.
in my garage.
Yeah.
I call me crazy, man. I like that car.
Okay. You could go anywhere in the world for a week. Where would it
Sydney.
be? Sydney. Okay.
Growing up, and I'll tell you right now, 3rd grade, I still remember looking at I remember looking at a picture in a book, and I'm like, "Where is this?" And they said Sydney, Australia. Well, where's Sydney at? And they're like, "Oh." And then I just look at the globe and
Turn
like,
the globe upside down.
yeah. How long does it take to get here?
Right. A whole day.
I would say Australia. I would
Okay.
like to visit Sydney, obviously first.
What's the coolest country you've visited?
I mean, as far as I've been so far, the coolest city I think I liked was been to New York and Seattle.
Okay. Seattle's cool. I like Seattle.
Seattle, man, it's a vibe out
It's
there.
a vibe. It's a vibe. Yeah.
But I do want to go I just want to go to Australia.
Okay.
People tell me Europe and all that, but I don't know. I remember vividly, third grade. I just saw a picture in one of those books, and
You're like, this is where I gotta
there
go.
was a globe, and I just remember, damn, it's all the way in this side of the world.
Now imagine doing a podcast in Australia.
Man, that's a goal.
Hey.
That's a goal. Man, we might have to go
We
out
might
there,
have to-
Lloyd. We might have to go out there. You international. And I'll get a haircut right there where I'm in Sydney, man.
near to the beach.
Yeah, you got another question? I think you're the first one to ask me
yeah.
questions.
And I had one more. Oh. For you, I mean, it's, if it was one person that you can meet in person,
Oh,
who would it be?
man, I got several. I always go back to one person. I'm like, man, I would like to know how Jesus was.
Yeah.
I would jokingly say he looked like he probably was one of those hippies walking around like peace and love, and people judge him the wrong way. Like, especially
yeah.
after hearing all the stories, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that one stands out to me.
Yeah.
Man, I've always said, like, if I had to meet, it'll be obviously Jesus, for many reasons. And then I'm always been curious to people like, and again, because I like his music, it's like Frank Sinatra, like, because I heard the struggle. Walt Disney's another one. Like, I really like to Walt Disney. Dre and Phil Jackson.
Okay.
Dr. Dre and Phil
Okay,
Jackson.
okay.
And I think Phil Jackson is how he was able to manage and
Yes.
coach and
Yeah.
manage all those hot hits,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you would know some people have hot hits. It's an entrepreneurship. And how did he manage to coach them?
And that's why I don't agree with people when they say, would Phil have all those championships if he didn't have the players? And I said, if you put another coach with those players, they wouldn't have the championships.
Well, it was very evident, because if you follow the Lakers
Bill
team,
Harris.
he
had
couldn't
to-
do anything.
couldn't do
He
anything.
comes in, he wins 3 in a row. But I have several people. I have a personal. I think I would probably go back to my father. Like, I would just want to ask him some questions. And 'cause I only got him until he was 9, and even then, I think I only know him for like 7 years, because after that, he was in and out of the hospital so much. That was probably my first. Like, I would just ask him some questions. But then you still like the Walt Disney. Like, I always say, drama's in the detail, and Sergio hears me say that almost every day at work. Drama's in the detail, and he was so detailed with his theme park that people want to go back, and it just gravitates. You want to stay in there. So Walt Disney's one, and Dre, just how he sampled all this music, and I'm always thinking, all my training. If you go to my office, my training comes. I have a triangle. When I call it my triangle offense. And I always tell people, if you're able to slow down conversations, and I got that from Dr. Dre, then you'll be able to actually control conversation
100%.
and ask them people's
100%,
motivations.
Yes.
And for me, it's that. So I call me crazy, but that's just been my mindset. It's Dre, Walt Disney, and Phil Jackson, and that's who I love studying, all those three. And from there, it's Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I would say I would go in that, and obviously Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a very no one's ever asked me that.
I got 2 more, bro.
Talk
I want
to
to pick
me.
your brain, bro. You know what I mean? Do you have any regrets in life?
If you had any regrets, then I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
You live and learn. I could tell you crying stories. I mean, but if someone just asked me a personal question earlier today, and I said, I would say I take full responsibility.
And then lastly, with all the great stuff that you're doing, bro, with your podcast and your amazing crew and setup and everything, bro, it's definitely inspiring. But what would you say? What would you say is? I think all of us as humans, you know what I'm saying? We can't function adequately if we didn't have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, in a nutshell, what would you say you feel is your purpose?
Number one, sharing God's word.
Okay.
Yeah. and I think you show it by your actions.
Okay.
And so when you get a platform, that's one thing I learned previously, and like I would probably say, I heard this probably 20 years ago, and walked into an office, and I heard the man say, you know, you have a platform, share God's word. And so when you're able to just share without you have to be boasting, without you having to
Right.
doing that, and I'm a big believer in the more you give, the more you shall receive. And I'm not meaning that financially, because I've
Right.
seen God's grace
Right.
work in so many ways in my life but by you serving, by you actually just sharing, I've seen His grace many times.
Yeah.
And
100%.
so for me, it's, you know, we talked about it.
Yeah. We were
just
talking off
about-
record, and you know, it's crazy that we came back to that.
Yeah, and so for me, I think for me, it's just, you know, if you're able to share His word and bless somebody else, and sometimes they don't even know you're the blessing, and I've heard this many times through my past, and now I'm the one sharing it. If you might be the only light in that person's life.
Yeah.
So don't give up on him,
Yeah,
because obviously He hasn't given up on me,
Right.
and on many other people. So
Right.
that's
Amen
to
to
me
that, man.
powerful.
100%.
So solid question though, man. We gotta do this again, Lloyd.
You gotta read this book. It's called Ikigai. I just thought about it right now.
All right,
Uh,
I'll make sure we'll put it down.
it talks about the purpose. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
think it's so important. Otherwise, you know, we
when you get
walk,
caught
you know
up with
what
so
I'm
many
saying?
other things,
That's
and I do have to get a fade. So I know I told him flat out, man, like I'm going a little chill pit. So I wanted to see what's up. So we're gonna get a haircut, and then afterwards we'll see how my haircut turns. Don't leave me like Mr. T, bro. I'm not. I like Mr. T, but don't leave me with that haircut, all right?
We'll get creative.
But there you go. Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Much blessings to you in the shop. And
Appreciate
definitely
coming
we got to do round 2, and maybe
sir.
we'll get some of you guys to share their story.
Well, we don't know. We don't want them to share too much. You know what I'm saying?
Only fans. That's it. We out.